why were you off? What was going on last week?
Just the eating a little bit was
Okay.
off. Like one day was a celebration cookie from the kids because of the announcement. So that was like one day, and then one more day. Like it's a small snack, but still for me it bugs me because I want to stay on track. I know I always, like you say, perfection is not what we're gearing towards. So that's what it's the mindset that I'm working on, trying to change it, because yes, things will happen, but I need to move forward more positive and keep going, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So you were just kind of in like a little funk with your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. That's super common. Like, you're totally right. Like, if we keep trying to be perfect, we'll let ourselves down 100% of the time. Right. And then letting ourselves down just keeps perpetuating it. So you're saying there's only about 2 bad days, which is really, really good. Like 2 bad days last week. Yeah. So that's really, really good. You pulled yourself out of it. Congratulations. Like, that's really, really tough to do, especially now. 'Cause I mean, all we're doing is going through things in our head. So that's really exciting. I also kind of want to point out, like, you're feeling this and you got out on the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you survived, okay?
Yeah.
And I want you to, number one, appreciate how much hard work that takes, appreciate how far you've come mentally, physically, all that stuff, but I also want you to be prepared for it to happen again.
Right.
Do you see what I'm getting at? Because another thing and I get where you're coming from, is like always wanting to be perfect, and if the scale doesn't move one week, it totally freaks us out, and we're like worthless, and oh my God, all this hard work was for nothing. Yeah. Like, we get really down on ourselves.
Okay, what am I doing wrong? Where did I go wrong? What can I do? What not? And I've been exercising like every day. I think after about 2.5 weeks, I took 1 break day yesterday because that's just how the body felt.
Yeah.
That needed it. But otherwise, I've been good. Like, I can do 7 days, some sort of exercise, and it feels good.
Good. Yeah. So like what I was saying, like, perfection is not ever going to happen. But you also have to not only work on accepting that, which is really, really hard, but you also have to be prepared for it to happen again.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. Because, and I was guilty of this too. I'd be like, okay, it happened. I'm never going to let it happen again.
Yeah.
And I would like dissect everything and be like, this is why I did it. I'm going to avoid this next time, and it's never going to happen again. And then that again just creates bigger disappointment when it does happen.
Oh, true.
Just be aware that it's going to happen. Okay. Yeah. But look how far you've come. Okay. You've already gotten out of it, and you got out of it very quickly. You didn't do much damage.
Yeah.
Right. You didn't go back. You didn't take 10 steps back. You took like maybe half a step back, and now you're back forward. So just keep that in mind. I think that's so important.
Keep that in mind, because you've always said that, look at the positive in the sense that at least it wasn't 10 bad days versus, so it's been helping, all your talks. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I keep those in mind, and, try to stay as positive as possible.
Good.
I'm like, being home is hard because, you're at school, I was in a routine. It was a lot easier.
Yep.
But it's funny, when your mind is free, then you think of food.
Yeah. No, when we're bored and we're sitting at home and we have nothing else to do, we're like, oh, well, it's a good time to eat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm like, okay, I really need to stop that. But yeah, you just kind of control. That's the time I grab my shake or drink lots of water as is. I'm good.
Yeah.
With that, so.
Good. You've always been good with the water. Yes, it's really funny because the two things that usually are people's downfalls for nutrition, emotional eating and bored eating, now they come out more than ever. Yeah. And what's really interesting is because, for those of you who don't know, Teji was part of our physical gym, and she's in our physical location for quite a few months now. And, you do so well, and you achieve such big goals, and you think you've kind of cured yourself. And then you're put in a completely new situation like this, where all the old habits you thought you overcame, they come out in a different way. So now, some people will take this as a huge discouragement, but now it's just a challenge to level up even more and actually work on them. Because when we're in a really positive mind and we see progression all the time, it's really easy to stay positive and keep moving. But when you're thrown in something like this, of course it's not. Right? So it's really, really cool to see how we think one way, We think we're on track. We think we're awesome. We think we're never going to go back when things go well. But then it really, really tests, hey, have you actually grown as a person? Have you mentally shifted? Have you ingrained the proper habits this whole time? Or were you just like playing dress up?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And because I played dress up for years. For like a decade of my life, I played dress up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing great. I fit into my dress. And then shit hit the fan in my life. And all the habits flooded back with a vengeance. They're like, hey, missed you. They're all coming out at once.
Yeah.
Right? But now, because you kind of prepared yourself, because you haven't been avoiding, conflict and all this stuff, these habits are still there.
Yeah.
But they don't come out as intense, and they don't come out all at once. So you can handle them, you can take it day by day, and then when you do mess up and when you can't, when you can't find the strength to battle them, so to speak, they don't throw you back as far, which is really, really exciting. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's really a testament to your success.
Yeah. For me, huge is the mental change, because it's not only weight-wise, in general, altogether. Life has always been a lot of negativity, a lot of being compared to everybody, a lot of like everybody else pretty much, right? But it really was no self-esteem, no ever believing that I could do anything. I'll be honest with you. It was, and it still is. And that's what I'm trying to fight around. And going through this change was so huge. The other day, Ganeet was like, I need to calm him. My mom is crying because it wasn't about the winning. It was about that. This is huge for me in the sense I couldn't get words to even say it to you guys otherwise. Who was that? Just something positive that I can make a change in someone's life, because I know so many people go through it. And always, I always thought it was impossible. Like I literally have given up now. And now to see this and to be that positive change for others, and seeing those pictures there, thank you so much. It meant the world to me in that sense, that I can encourage others that it's not impossible. We can do it. And mentally, it's not going to change in a day or two how you feel about yourself, but you just continue to keep working and pushing and changing that thought process that I'm capable, I am beautiful, I am who I am. So it's a whole new process for me altogether.
I bet it's very surreal.
Yeah.
Because when we're in our lowest point, or when we are in that rock bottom, where you are now, like you said, you never believed you would get there. You thought that was just a fantasy. You'd look at women where you are now and you'd look and be like, I'll never get there.
Yeah.
That's just a dream. And now you're actually there.
I'm there. I'm wearing old clothes. I'm enjoying clothes. That whole thing, how you were talking about going shopping and all that. I can't wait.
Right? I know. Well, we'll open up soon.
That I'm actually going to be there where I can actually enjoy that process, versus all these years that it was just a lot of tears and a lot of just feeling down and low and just not capable, not good enough, not, to that. So
extra pounds, they weigh so heavy on your body and your joints. They're way heavier on the mind.
I agree.
And and you're in your own prison, and you don't even realize it. Like now that you've kind of over the hump, and now that you've kind of had all these opportunities open up, and you've freed your mind of always having your body on your mind, always having food on your mind, always not thinking you're good enough, or does this person think I'm fat? Oh my God, this person's beautiful. Like once you've freed your mind of all those things, you're capable of so much more. It is amazing. Like truly created a new person.
So true.
Like you're able to show up for your family more. You're able to show up in your career more, in your friendships, your relationship with yourself. Like you just show up more.
Yeah.
And the real you, not the you that you've been filtering for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Because you hide yourself. You hide yourself in clothes. You don't speak up all the time because you don't want to be noticed. You don't go out certain places. Like it's crazy. It is so crazy how much it ruins our life and how much we hold ourselves back for years. It's like a prison.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And you've broken out of it, which is the exciting part.
Yeah.
And that's probably why you're like feeling so much emotions, because you never thought you'd break free. You didn't realize how bad life really was.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're in it, you're like, oh, what, you know, I wish I could lose a couple pounds. Sometimes you never really realize what you actually want and what you can actually achieve. So you're just like, I want to lose a couple pounds. But when you actually lose the pounds, it becomes way more meaningful.
It does. And you knew, like, even health-wise now, as I was saying before, like a doctor basically told me that forget it, give up. You're not going to achieve anything. So sign up for bariatric surgery. And that's the end of that, how he sent me home. This is a specialist. So,
Wow.
you know, all that hit hard. And in general, like I tried few times before too, but you lost your 20, 30 pounds and then it was back on that roller coaster. So all those things also made it feel like, is it ever going to happen? But now it feels real, because this is, you know, I think the fact that you guys are there for support, having that accountability for me is huge, because the day when the gym was going to close, like that emotionally threw me off like completely. Like, that's it, I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm gonna go back to my old habits, or I don't know, you know, like 10,000 pounds are coming back.
Oh my goodness.
The challenge, I was like, oh, okay, they're there for me, I'm still there, and you know, I'm gonna go through this. And that's why I was asking, can I continue in this group, because it helps me personally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Answer back to someone, and it keeps me going, keeps me motivated.
Yeah, and what I will always give you kudos for, Tej, is that you realize that you realize that it doesn't just end.
That's
right. You spent so many years being stuck.
Yes.
Just because you are here now doesn't mean you fixed it. Doesn't mean you're cured. Doesn't mean you'll never go back. Right? I mean, you have so many great things now. You've achieved so many great things, but you realize it's going to be a constant battle. It becomes an easier battle, but it's a constant battle just because of the way our lifestyle and our society is built. It really is. Like, fast food is everywhere. Even the healthy food, like, it's covered in pesticides. Like, it's a huge battle to be healthy. Oh, it's kudos for, you know, losing weight is one thing. It's difficult, but it's simple. Losing weight is simple. X, Y, and Z, you'll get there. Just a matter of time. Like, can you stay committed to that time? You'll lose it. And then you're in your kind of next phase almost, which is weight management, which is a whole new problem that most women never even get to, because they're stuck in the weight loss cycle for so long. So Rita, Angela, Seema, Neha, are you guys ever kind of stuck in that cycle? You kind of understand the difference I'm saying here? So it's weight loss is one thing, and that's a challenge you need to focus on. But then once you've achieved that, you're not done. You don't get to stop. You don't get to go in on your own, which a lot of people do. They think, oh, I'm here, I'm going to go on my own, right? You got to now learn how to deal with weight management, because you have never been there before. When you were a kid, doesn't matter. You have super fast metabolism, right? When you are an adolescent, doesn't matter. You're probably active. Your parents, you know, you didn't have money to go out and buy McDonald's all the time. You probably played a couple extracurricular sports. And then when you became a young adult, the pounds started to get on. And that's when you started to battle with the weight loss. And you've always been back and forth with the weight loss, never making it to the weight management phase. So that's crazy. So Angela is asking, she's saying, good for you, Tej. How long have you been doing this? So how long have you been at it now?
8 months.
8 months now? Holy smokes. Was it September?
August 12th.
August 12th. August. You go, girl. And it's 68 pounds?
68, yeah.
Yeah, almost at that 70. Holy smokes. You've lost almost a full child, almost a full adult.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Rita says she's struggling. Oh, we got Saima's on the treadmill. Angela says, great for you, Tej. Oh, look at that. They say you're so motivating. You go, girl.
Thank you.
That's really rewarding too. Again, like, I'm really big, ladies. I'm really big on, you need to keep finding a ton of sources and tools to measure your progress. So you, like I said, you have the scale, you have your inches, you have pictures, you have how you progress in your workouts. Are you stronger? Are you taking less breaks? Is your endurance better? Are you getting compliments from your family? Are you noticing changes? Are clothes fitting different? And then also, now, Tej, you're getting a new measure of progress. You're inspiring people, right? So you're kind of checking off all the tools, and that's just more fuel to the fire, right? So ladies, you gotta get those tools. Get all the tools you can to measure your progress, because the more progress you see, the more motivated you feel, and stay, and the longer you're gonna be on this journey and see success. Do you get what I'm saying? It's cool, right? You kind of added that extra level, and now you almost have other people accountable to you. Ryan's sneaking up on you. Ryan, you want to say something?
I'm going to get yelled at.
You are.
It was a celebration cookie, Ryan.
I just jumped in the call, just finished going for a run. I'm a little sweaty, out of breath.
How are you?
Good, well done in your weigh-ins.
Thank you.
Past the 160s?
Yeah.
Good. So on that note, and this is for everybody, Tej has been on this journey since 220, correct?
235.
235, wow, even better.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you've been on this journey since 235, and we've always had conversations every 10 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And so what usually happens, not only with you, Tej, but a lot of people who go through a weight loss journey is, let's say they break into the 170s. So they get to 179, right? They'll blow past 179, 178, 176, and they'll start to slow down when it comes to the 160s, right? And the reason why is because it's not because of diet, it's not because of exercise, it's usually because of mental barriers. We say to ourselves, like, wow, I've never been 150 before. I've never been 140, I've never been 130. And we create these mental barriers that kind of stop us and slow us down, right? But in reality, future Tej, super Tej, these wouldn't be challenges for her. She blows past them, right? Okay. You got to remember, when you start off at 235, you have the mindset of somebody who's 235, not 135. So what you need to do is you need to change your mindset. And then what ends up happening is then you start adopting the body of somebody who has 135. Yeah. Right, Tej?
Yep.
And with that being said, how's everything been going from home? How's the eating? How's it working out? Madison probably covered this, but how's everything going?
Yeah. Well? Everything's good. So then you didn't hear about the cookie. That's good.
Don't you're telling him. He didn't know.
He can pass. He knows. I can't hold anything from Ryan.
I can see it in your eyes, Tej. That's funny.
Celebration cookie for the challenge.
That's so funny. So funny. Anything you need help with, Tej? Any words of wisdom you want to share?
I think at this point I'm okay.
Cool.
I kind of throw questions at you guys through email too. Whenever I feel like, okay, am I doing something wrong or what's going on? Otherwise, yeah, no, just everybody new coming into this, stay strong. You'll have your ups and downs. As you can hear from me, I've had my share, and you just keep going, and you have the best coaches to support. Ryan, you guys are amazing. There's like,
oh, thanks, Tej.
No words for you guys.
Thanks, Tej. All right, let's talk to Neha. Neha, can you chat, darling? I want to get to know you. Hey, Neha.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. Welcome to Fit Queen.
Thank you so much.
So how's everything going? What do you find that you struggle with the most?
So I'm a little sore today after yesterday's workout.
To be expected.
Yeah. But I did a little walk. Like I went for a long walk with my dog today because I didn't want it to just sit.
Good. So just so everybody knows, okay, so what you're feeling, Neha, is called DOMS, D-O-M-S. Okay, DOMS stands for delayed onset muscle soreness. So that just means you're sore after your workout, okay? So most people are the most sore after a workout within 48 hours. So usually 48 hours after a workout is peak soreness. So Neha, what you did by going for a walk is awesome. Okay, the worst thing you can do if you're sore is do nothing. Okay, by doing nothing, it makes it worse.
Yep.
Right? So by moving, you're awesome. That soreness will kind of dissipate and you'll be good. How did you find the workout? Did you
Everything
find,
was fine. No, the workout was amazing. I was really sweating. The
Good.
only thing was I had difficulty with the planks because I have I had a compound fracture. So my what do you call it? My forearm
Uh-huh.
has plates. So I'm injured. So planks were a little difficult for me.
Okay.
I tried to hang in there for a long period, but I was not able to do so. Do you have anything else that can replace planks?
Yeah, for sure. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. So anybody listening, we are always here to give you modifications. Okay. It's not about being the best out of everybody. It's just about doing better than you did yesterday. Okay. For yourself. So focus on you. So Neha, I would say a couple things. Okay. So were you doing the planks on your forearms like this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I would say next time if we're doing planks, you can try on your hands. Okay.
Yeah.
You can try on your hands instead of on your forearms. See how that feels. Okay. Also, another modification is you can try it on a surface, on an elevated surface. So on a chair, you can hold the plank position so there's not as much impact and force coming straight down through the elbows. Okay, so that you can play with multiple levels. You can play with arms or hands versus forearms. So you can play around with that. Okay.
Right.
Also, to make a plank easier for everybody listening, you could make your feet wider. Okay. That widens your base of support, which should take some pressure off of the upper body. Okay.
Great.
And then, of course, like you can always try that. And then if that gets too much, then you can ask us in the moment for a different exercise. But you know, take note of where you're struggling. Take note of what you're feeling. Take note of what your form looks like. I would even, everybody listening, ladies, I would even record your workouts. Like, so you can look at how your body moves through space. We don't always know, especially at, you know, the back of us, we don't ever get to see it. So we don't know how we're moving.
Right.
So again, that's just another tool that you can use, Neha, and everybody listening, that you can use to measure your progress. So are you able to progress from an elevated plank to an on the floor plank, right? Are your forearms and wrists getting stronger that they no longer hurt in that position? So take note, analyze everything, record yourself. You got to have every tool in your toolbox to be able to measure progress. Does that help, Neha?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Cool. Other than that, how are you doing?
All good. Not drinking that much water. I should, but I'm getting there.
Okay, good. Yes. Really, really try to push that water. That water makes a huge difference. Huge difference. Yes. And it makes your skin look nice.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Yes, you might be peeing like crazy. That's normal. Good thing is most of us are at home, so we're right beside a toilet all the time. Not so good if you're on a septic tank. You don't want to overflow that. Yeah, me too. You know what? We have a rule at the house. So we have 11 people at the house right now. It's with Ryan, his parents, his aunt and uncle, their daughter, and then grandma and Babaji and whatever. So we got 11 people in the house right now. So the rule is, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
Oh my God.
That's what we're following right now.
Saving water.
Exactly. But yeah, so those are some options as far as plank modifications. Again, guys, don't hesitate to ask. Don't hesitate to ask for more clarification on form. As you guys get stronger, as you get more endurance, okay, you're going to be able to, number one, have more range of motion in your movement. So an example, you could get lower in a lunge or lower in a squat. And number two, you're going to be able to activate your muscles better. Okay, if you're coming from a place of not doing very much activity, your muscles are asleep. And they don't know how to activate 100%. Maybe they're only like working 20% right now, okay? Sitting here right now, if I thought about it, I could activate every muscle in my body just by thinking. I wouldn't even have to move, okay? That's called your mind to muscle connection, and that's something that takes a lot of time to develop. So I'm just sitting here, I'm not moving. I know how to flex my shoulder without moving. I know how to flex my bicep, my glutes, all of that, okay? That takes time, but once you've put in the reps and put in the workouts, you're gonna start to notice that you feel exercises more, okay? So right now you guys are sore because you aren't used to using the muscles. That will slowly fade away. Then you'll start to get sore again because you're able to actually use a higher percentage of the muscle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So those are two things you want to keep looking out for. Okay. So number one, is your form getting better? So are you actually increasing the range of motion in an exercise? And number 2, can you actually activate more of the muscle?
Yeah.
Okay, which just takes time. This is all like advanced stuff, but I want you guys to have it in your mind because you guys are all, I mean, you showed up to this call. So number 1, that means you're motivated and committed and you want to learn. So that's already a point for you. And number 2, I know you guys are thinking long-term, right? So this is all stuff that comes with the long term, right? It's just like phases, just like we're in the weight loss phase right now, then we go in the weight management, then we go in the, like expert form on exercises, mind to muscle connection. Like it just keeps building and building and building. It never stops. So I don't want you guys to just think you hit a weight number and then you stop. I want you to have different goals in mind, okay? Because sometimes, and I was guilty of this too, sometimes when we hit that weight number, we stop. Or that weight number isn't a deep enough goal. And then we're staring at that piece of cake. We choose that cake over our goal because the 20 pounds I have to lose, they'll still be there tomorrow. Right?
Yep.
So have more goals, think of more goals, and they'll come as you experience and as you grow mentally and you grow physically, you'll start to refine your goals more. Does that make sense, Neha?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you for sharing. Rita, did I cheat? Rita, you want to chat?
Yeah, sure. Hello.
Hello, Rita. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
How's everything going with you? Are you doing well? Are you struggling? What's going on?
Yeah, I am. No, so I'm struggling because I started actually gaining weight and I don't know why. And like beside the exercises that I'm watching you guys and doing, not doing everything, but
Yep.
I do what I can, right?
Yep.
And I do in the morning the other type of the exercises as well. And
Cool.
I started seeing I'm gaining weight.
Okay.
So this is very frustrated for me.
Sure. So when you say gaining weight, what does that mean? 1 pound, 2 pound?
So it's 2 pounds.
2 pounds since when? Is that 7 days in between?
No, it's more than 2. It's few days. Like it's like 2 days. I was 69, and then today I went on the scale.
Uh-huh.
69 kilos. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
not really good with the pounds.
No worries.
I'm like I just like drink a little bit water and ate a little bit.
Yep.
I went on the scale just for curiosity.
Yep.
I was 70.5.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, Rita.
Yeah.
I know the problem. All right.
Yes.
So there's a couple things. Okay, number 1, you have to realize that the scale is a great tool for measuring progress, but it can also be your biggest enemy. Okay. There are a couple things you need to know about weighing yourself. Number 1, you need to only weigh yourself once a week.
Oh.
Not every 2 days, not every 4 days, not every 6 days, once per week. Okay, because it takes a full week for the effects of what you're doing to show up. It takes a full 7 days. Okay, so that's rule number 1, once a week. Okay, rule number 2, you have to weigh yourself at the same time and under the same circumstances. Okay, Rita? So that means if you weigh yourself Sunday at 8 a.m., you only weigh yourself Sunday at 8 a.m. Does that make sense?
Don't know yet. I guess yes. I just need to try.
So try that and you will notice a difference, okay? And the reason I say that, okay, is because number 1, if you have food in you or water in you, that will affect your weigh-in, okay? If you're going to start your period, or if you're on your period, or you just finished, depending on your hormone levels, that will affect your weigh-in. You could be more bloated and show up heavier, so you want that full 7 days to get it out of your system.
Okay.
Number 2 or 3, or I don't know how many fingers I got now. You could need to take a bowel movement. You could literally be full of shit, which weighs a couple pounds, which will show up on the scale. Okay, does that kind of make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because me personally, if I were to weigh myself today and I weighed myself, if I weighed myself in the morning today and then weighed myself at night, I could literally see a 10-pound difference. Like 5 kilos in a day, easily. Women fluctuate like crazy. That's why it's important to give it a full week, keep it at the same time and under the same circumstances. So try to do it, try to do it same day, same time, empty stomach, same clothes. Okay, because clothes weigh more too if you have a baggy sweater versus a sports bra.
No, yeah, well, I try to weight myself in the morning.
Good.
After I take a shower.
Good.
And I mean, I do understand that this will, change. But then I also, like, after, the washroom and everything, I know that this should be less.
Yep.
But then if just for a my own curiosity, if I even eat a little bit, it shows so much. So I really don't, I don't understand why.
That's very, very normal. What you could have eaten could have been high in sodium. You could be sensitive to the food, and it could make you bloat and you don't even realize it. Right? Some people have sensitivities to dairy and they don't know about it. Some people have sensitivities to wheat and they don't know about it. Gluten. Some people are sensitive to onions and garlic. Like, as humans, we have a lot of sensitivities that we don't know about. Like for me, it's onions. And I just realized that because I get really gassy after I eat them. I didn't know that before.
A lot of people.
Now I know that I get bloated. Okay. It's not fat, right? What you're seeing on the scale, you haven't gained fat, Rita. You're either holding water, you're full of food, full of poop, or you're bloated from like sodium or something like that.
I know I do hold water. I know for sure because I have some problems, right?
Yep.
And I just don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, so it takes time. That's not your biggest focus right now. Let's focus on one problem at a time. We all have 1,000 problems we'd like to focus on.
Of course.
But if we try to focus on 1,000, they'll all get half done.
No. I mean, I do appreciate all those exercises. I do try to do them, and I try to make some food from those recipes. I actually bought today that I never drink that I never use that protein vanilla, so I bought it. Now the only question, like not the only, but one of the questions I have, that anything that's you put the protein in, it should be once a day.
So if you look at your plan, there's 5 sources of protein per day. So 1 for breakfast, 1 for snack, 1 for lunch, 1 for snack, 1 for dinner. Okay. 2 of those should be coming from protein powder. Does that make sense? Okay. So 2 of them ideally should be coming from protein powder. If it has to be more because you're out and about or whatever, it can be a 3rd if it needs to be. If you don't like protein shakes, it could just be 1 and you can replace it with another item from your protein column, like a meat or something. Okay?
Okay. No, yeah, I mean, I never tried it, and I love cooking. So for me, this is a huge challenge.
Because and I love that you said that, Rita, because that's exactly where your focus should be, right? So you're talking about like we get bloated, we hold water. My focus for you, Rita, I just want you to commit to following this as much as possible. Get moving and make healthier choices. That's your task. That's it. Don't focus on anything else. Let's just try and make healthy habits right now. And then as they become automatic, just like brushing your teeth does, then we can start getting a little bit more complicated. But right now you're doing awesome. You're here, you're showing up, you're asking questions. That's all we can ask.
Yeah, no, I am trying. I'm going to print that recipes as well. Like I want to have it all the time with me.
Yep.
So then I can kind of write it down. The only thing is that I'm finding it's like I guess you just have to get it as a habit and get to know your body better too, right? Because
Exactly. Because we're like, honestly, the way that we live in North America, we become very disconnected from our bodies and our minds. So it's almost like you're rediscovering your body. Like you don't realize how tired you are. You don't realize how out of shape you are. You don't realize how inflexible you are. Like we don't realize these things until we actually try to improve on them. And then it's like a whole new body you're discovering, which is really exciting. Can be frustrating sometimes, right? Because it's showing up that you're gaining weight, which is frustrating you. But it's a good thing. We're learning new things. The only way we can grow is if we fail and then we learn from it. Because we're not going to get anywhere. Yeah, go.
Yeah, no, sorry. Well, what I would say that in my case, it's a little bit. I mean, I guess a lot of people can resemble with my way of living, because I don't eat fast food. I don't eat like anything like that. It's all healthy basically, and that's why it's harder for me. But again, I wanted this challenge and I want to really accomplish it, because it is harder versus to people who, let's say, like to eat the fast food. They basically need to cut it down. In my case, I don't even know what to cut. It's a little bit different way of eating.
Yeah, so that's what the whole purpose of this meal plan is. Okay, this meal plan is a really, really good short-term meal plan, because it's going to show all your bad habits. It's going to teach you how to portion things properly. Okay, and it's going to teach you what's healthy versus unhealthy as far as how you were eating before to how you're eating now. So you're going to notice some habits that you're going to have to fight, and you're going to notice new habits being formed. Just because you're eating healthy doesn't mean you're eating for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
Big
I agree.
Big difference, right?
Oh yeah.
So kudos to you if you don't like fast food. If you stay away from it, that's awesome. You're healthy. You're fueling your body properly. But at the end of the day, you still have some excess fat you need to get rid of to be truly, truly healthy. So we focus on the weight loss. Then, like I was talking about earlier, we make it into the weight management level, where then we can incorporate more foods, bigger portions, more variety and things like that. So absolutely really great distinction there. Keep it up. I have no doubt in my mind that you'll do well. I have no doubt that you're going to finish this. You have the right mindset. You're asking all the questions. I'm really, really happy. Is there any other questions you can think of, Rita?
No. I mean, it's very clear. Just, follow the recipes, do those exercises, try to move as much as you can. And stay strong. I guess that's the most, and be more motivated. I mean, but you know what? I think you are one of the most amazing people to be, even just looking at all those pictures you were posting. That's the huge motivation. So you always say, well, you are so young and, beautiful, and you did it. So why I cannot do it, right?
Absolutely. We're all in the same boat. We're all working together. We may struggle with different things. We may come from different backgrounds, but we're all here right now together. And I'm not giving up if you're not giving up.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Brittany had a question. Is it better to do it in the morning or night? So weighing yourself will be the most accurate in the morning. Will be the most true to your actual weight is in the morning. At night, you're full of food and full of poop. So in the night, you'll weigh heavier. If you want to do it in the night, that's fine. Okay, just be aware that you have to keep doing it at night, and just be aware that you might be a couple pounds heavier at night. But if you keep doing it at night, the rate at which you lose will be the same.